www.tanktv.com. We'll blow you away. Emanating from the luxurious Steelmar Studios overlooking the Saginaw River, it's time for From the Ville. Here are the hosts of the show, Martin and Steele.
What's going on over there, Martin?
I'll tell you what's going on. We had to get Dougie the fuck out of there.
Oh, yes. He's a drunken mess, folks. He was slurring his words. And I know it's not very easy to comprehend when he was in the studio in the first show, but believe me, something hit him, and we had to get him out the door. I think he was about ready to die on us.
Quite frankly, I think the listeners always love when Dougie's on, but it's very difficult to do a show with Dougie here.
I understand.
It's a taxing process.
I understand his entertainment value, but folks, when you're doing it in the studio and his handlers, let's face it, his handlers have been in with him before, and they can kind of keep him under their reins, but when they're not with him, he is just simply exhausting.
So, as we try to get Dougie out of here...
Yes. Which is a whole process in and of itself. It takes forever.
But we got him moving. We finally got him going. Yeah, it took quite a while, but we were saying, Dougie, here, take a couple beers with you for the walk. Because he walked.
And by the way, folks, he's a blatant alcoholic. This guy should not be drinking. Let's face it, his mental capacities are less than Martin and I's, and that tells you something, because we're as retarded as it gets. Yeah. But yes, he is. His faculties aren't quite like the normal functioning adults should be.
No.
And so he has a blatant alcohol problem as well. And don't get us wrong, Martin and I love to enable alcoholism or drug usage or anybody's vices, so we enable them wholeheartedly, but he's a mess of a mess.
I mean, I had every intention of having Dougie here for both shows.
Yes, so did I.
But after the first one, I just... You know what, Dougie, get out of here. So we gave him a few beers for the road. We gave him some porn for the road.
Yes, he loves porn. That's another thing about Dougie, is he loves his beer and he loves his porn.
And the fucked up thing, Steele.
Yes.
We're trying to give him the porn that we don't want anymore.
Right.
So we threw him a couple porns, a couple DVDs, and he opened them up and he looks at it, and he looked at the two of us, and he looked back to the porn, and back to the two of us.
Right.
And then back to the porn.
Right.
And then back at us. And he had... Now this may be what they call... What do they call it?
A mouth was somewhat agape?
This may be an oxymoron, but he had a somewhat retarded look on his face.
Yes.
As he was looking from the porn to Martin and Steele.
Well, he is an oxymoron. He's a moron. I don't know about the oxy part, but absolutely he's something else.
But this fucker looked at us and said, "The fuck are you guys watching? Grannies in Black Lands."
So we couldn't even get our slow-witted friend. See, Martin and I get a kick out of things like Grannies and Black Lines.
Yes,
that's right up our alley.
We
Absolutely.
enjoy that kind of porn.
It's
beautiful porn.
Yeah, we make no bones about it. We love to watch old broads fuck black dudes. They're big black schwanzes going in there fucking old dried-up tomatoes, and we love to watch that. That's a good, entertaining evening for Martin and I to sit back and watch a porn of that nature. But Dougie is questioning our porn watching, and here he is, the most slow-witted gentleman we know in our entire history of our life, and he's questioning what it is we're watching and refused to take it. In fact, I'm looking across the studio right now where Dougie was sitting before he left us in between shows. Grannies in Blackland is still sitting there.
Yeah,
so,
he left it. He didn't take it.
So apparently he decided on his own accord, and let's face it, most of the time handlers are making decisions for him and should be making decisions on his behalf, but he came to the conclusion that doesn't interest him.
Which doesn't, I mean, if he's not going to take it, fuck it,
Oh, I like it. I'll watch it again.
No big
Absolutely.
Deal. But you know what I did get him to take, though? What? I got him to take So Low.
Oh, yeah.
Which was, by the way, an AVN nominee this year. But So Low is an auto asphyxiation masturbation. It's chicks masturbating while choking themselves.
Yes.
So I got Dougie to take that. So hopefully... Maybe he'll try to choke
But
himself
you
later.
realize that there's a porn sitting across from us right now, staring us in the face, if you will, that of all people we know, the biggest train wreck, and you and I are train wrecks, don't get us wrong.
Oh, yeah.
We're not trying to pump ourselves up because we're a fucking mess. We're a mess in our own right, without a doubt. But you realize the biggest train wreck we probably personally know and have known all of our life refused to take that porn.
That's true.
and left it behind for us to watch again because he refused to take it with him. He does not want that on his person. Does that say something about us? Should we decide to maybe start looking over our lives? Is the time come when a retarded person...
I've looked over my life.
Yes.
And I'm money.
You're something. You
incredible.
are a piece of work. But I'm starting to question myself now when my retarded friend, or I'll just say retarded associate, I don't know if I really consider him a friend, leaves behind a porn that I personally find entertaining and have watched on numerous occasions. I'm starting to question my life at this point.
Well, there's nothing wrong with questioning your life.
Yes.
Say that.
But there was another thing Dougie turned into... Dougie is this, too, by the way, if you don't know him, as most of you don't personally. He is somewhat hobo-esque, if you will. He's somewhat of a hobo. Before he left the studio, Martin caught him doing something. Do you remember what that was?
I caught him... I said, Dougie, take a few beers for yourself. You know what he looked at me and said?
What?
You got any empties? He wanted our empty cans to take with him.
Yes. Now, did he have one of those little wooden poles with the red bandana on the back?
When questioned on it, he claimed no, he was just going to pick them up for us and put them away.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure he just wanted them to take them and cash them in. Because here in Michigan, where we do the show, there's a 10-cent deposit on those cans.
That's big time. Especially for
the most expensive deposit in the country.
Especially for the retard community. That's like winning the lottery when you can catch a few fucking empty cans floating around.
Right.
Absolutely. So, that's a nice night out on the town. He's something.
He certainly is.
There's something else that's something. My private parts. Well documented on the show. I have a whole lot of issues going down in the pants. Obviously, erectile dysfunction is probably the biggest problem I got going down there. But anyway, I get back from the AVNs, and I've had somewhat of a tough go of it since the return from Las Vegas a few weeks ago. And one of those is the minute I got off the plane, actually, I noticed it. I don't know, it might have been developing somewhere on the airplane itself on the flight from Vegas to the Tri-City Airport here in Michigan. I get off the plane, I get home, I throw my bags down, I get on the dumper to take a shit, I get up, wipe my butt, look in the mirror, and lo and behold, I'm developing a cold sore. Well, you know, I just spent the last week at the AVNs with all the porn stars, so everybody's starting to jump to conclusions that I ate some dirty porn box while I was out there.
That surprises me too, because you had your Herpesen with you the whole time.
I had my Herpesen, and I was adorning my lips with it because it it moistens them. It helps prevent cold sores from coming in. It does not cure them once they're on your lips.
Do you still have any cold sore?
No, it cleared up actually quite quickly. I didn't have it for as long a duration as normal. But what I'm saying is this, and I usually get my cold sores when I'm at my wit's end. In other words, I had no sleep for the entire time in Vegas. I drank like a fish the first couple days, or at least the first day anyway, and I was pickled in booze. And I wasn't getting any sleep. I was under stress. I mean, we were running around left and right. We had no time to just sit and relax. And that's usually when I get when they incur upon my lips.
I'm looking for a cold sore.
Oh, well, no, it's not there. You want to? No, it's been gone for a while. But anyway, I get a cold sore the minute I step off the plane coming from the porn awards. So obviously people are starting to put two and two together, thinking that this is a weird coincidence. I just came from Vegas, surrounded by people that in the XXX industry, and now I get a cold sore decorating my upper lip. So they jumped to that conclusion. Well, then later in the week, which I should have got to last week, but we ran out of time. We had so much to cover last week. Anyway, later in the week, I've been noticing recently, and I mentioned this, I believe, on air, I've been peeing in several different streams, and I've had a weak piss flow through my urethra rather. And so for some reason, I sometimes, because I have an enlarged hole, I had a surgery as a third grader when I was playing Little League. During the Little League season, I was put on the injured reserve list for 2 games. I missed 2 games that season. We actually won the championship, by the way. I still have my Little League trophy if you're interested. But anyway, I missed 2 games that season because I had my penis hole where the piss comes out in the cum. Now that I'm older and have cum, where the cum and the piss comes out. You know this penis hole I'm talking about? I had it enlarged. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that on the show. I'm sure I have at some point. So they enlarged the pee hole so my pee could come out more freely. So I have tended in my entire life when I pee, my stream is a little wider and thicker than normal. I mean, it's just part of my everyday dealings. It's really not that It's just what I live with.
It's a heavy stream.
It's a thicker stream, yes. It's a little weaker because, like I said, it's not coming out such a tight hole like the rest of you that have a normal penis hole. Mine is an enlarged hole, therefore it kind of sprays and splatters. And sometimes at the end of peeing, whether I'm at a wall-hung urinal, at a stand-up, at my own personal toilet at home, regardless of where I pee, I always have what I call the post-piss drip, a little dribbling afterwards, and it's not gonorrhea or chlamydia.
Oh, I've said for years, the last drop of piss is always going to end up in the underwear.
Yes, absolutely.
A toilet will never see the last drop.
And I can shake my wiener as much as the next guy, or till the cows come home, as they like to say on the farm. I can shake my penis a good 10, 20 times, and still there's going to be post-piss
Do you shake it as long as the night is black?
Absolutely, I did.
Whatever that means.
I don't know what that means. I don't have a black penis by any stretch of the imagination. It's almost like an Asian man's penis.
Johnny G in Miami says, you have an IP address that got banned, and now you have IP issues.
Yes, I do, absolutely. Maybe this has something to do with the relationship I had over at K6. But here's the deal. So I always get post-piss dribble. So this time I decided, well, fuck, I had some toilet paper there and said, fuck, this is really dribbling today. I'm going to have to dab it up, take a little toilet tissue and dab up the penis hole and dry it.
Do you want me to go in the bathroom and grab a couple of my wife's fucking pads?
No, because I use cum cleans on my tip of my
Do you need the ones with wings?
No, I don't need the wings or the braids or any of the shit going down on a girl's britches. But let me just say this. I dabbed the tip of my penis hole, and no, folks, I know you're thinking I have gonorrhea or chlamydia. That's not the case. I've had that looked into before, and I've never been diagnosed with it. I'm not saying I don't have it. They've just never found it.
Hellfire has an idea. He says maybe just put a clothespin on it.
Oh, well, there you go. Maybe I can do that. A little late for that information. Thanks for being on top of it. But here we go. I dab my penis hole, my enlarged hole, by the way, and I pull out the toilet tissue, and there's blood on the tissue paper. And then all of a sudden a drip of blood falls into the toilet, which all of a sudden it looks like I'm menstruating. It looks like I'm hemorrhaging from the pus. But I don't have a pus. I have a penis with a huge hole.
I don't like where
You know how if you get a drop of blood in the toilet, it spreads like wildfire, and it looks like you're bleeding to death. I know chicks go through this with their tampons when they take out the plug.
I've got to say I'm very uncomfortable with where this is going.
And the menstrual sardines start floating in the bowl. Well, that's what it looked like in this particular instance. So anyway, I go, oh, this can't be good. I either have some sort of kidney infection or something in my bladder. Well, I open up, I spread and make my penis hole somewhat what I like to say a gape to check it out.
You're spreading the
I'm spreading the lips on my penis.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We've already got SVD
as
one of our fans now. We have STD
Absolutely, I do. So I spread my penis lips and look inside the tip of my penis. And
whoa.
Yes.
What? Is there a mirror involved? What's the body contortion like as you're looking inside?
I have, yes.
How are you? What's your positioning? I got to get a good visual.
Yes. Well, okay, this is what you want to know the technicalities of how I went about this? Absolutely. I'm standing up when I dab my pee hole. I notice the blood drips into the toilet, and it spreads around like menstrual blood. Therefore, I sit down on the toilet seat. I don't put the lid down. I sit on the seat, bare ass with my pants at my ankles. What I do here is I twist the head of my penis. The mushroom portion at the top of the penis, at the end of the shaft. You're aware of this?
This sounds like a What the Fuck Wednesday video.
Yes. Well, anyway, I'm flaccid at this point, as I normally am without medication. So I twist the tip of my penis. I spread the lips of my wiener hole. I am now looking in the wiener hole. I grab a compact mirror at this point, which has 3 times magnification on one side and real time on the other. I look at it and look in there, and I can see that there's irritation. The inner workings of the interior of my penis hole is inflamed.
Good Lord.
And it is bleeding.
Jesus Christ.
So I run over to the emergency room because I don't fuck around when something's going amiss with my wiener.
Do you remember earlier in the show?
Yes.
About 10 minutes ago.
Yes.
You were talking about taking stock of our life.
Yes.
And giving the porn to the retard and having him reviews it, that didn't really matter to me.
Okay.
Right now, listening to you talk about spreading the lips of your penis hole, pulling your penis until it's a gape, and looking at it with a 3 times magnification mirror.
Right.
Now I'm taking stock of my life. Now I'm starting to question what's going on in my life.
Oh, good heavens.
How the fuck did I end up here?
With a co-host who has a bloody penis hole?
Yes. Well, how did this happen?
I have no idea. I think I have a feeling how I know how it happened. Dirty pussy on my account. But here's the deal.
Jesus.
I rush over to the emergency room, and I'm so immature.
Whoa,
Yes.
the emergency room.
Oh, yeah, I don't fuck around when I got blood coming out my penis hole. I don't know what's going on.
How does that fucking triage go down?
Okay, here it is. I check
And yes, sir, your insurance, your name, and your insurance card, and what are you here for today?
And this is where...
I just pulled my penis hole agape and looked at it in a mirror, and I think I may have seen something. What the fuck?
Oh, here's the deal on that. I'm very childish in many ways, and I have a tough time not... Even though it's serious and it's scaring the piss out of me, and I don't mean to use the word.
There's a pun.
Yes. Anyway, is I'm scared to death to go to the emergency room because I don't want to, I want to go because I want to find out what's wrong, but, everything's going through my mind that all of a sudden they're going to have to cut my penis off. I may not have a penis. I don't know what's happening here. But I'm so childish and immature, I don't know how to broach the subject with the triage nurse when she asks me that question because I kind of start giggling because I can't take it. Because here I am still, I know I'm 36 years old, folks, but bear with me here. Quite frankly, I cannot say the word penis to authority figures, and in this particular instance, in a triage or a hospital medical situation or setting, a triage nurses, doctors, they're authority figures to me. I'm the patient. They're the professionals. How do I broach the subject of talking about my penis and some of the ailments with my penis? How do I go about doing that without laughing on my own accord?
I think you used the word junk.
Well, I can't, because here's the deal. I try to use the word wiener, but wiener is
the medical term?
Yes.
Wiener.
Then I tried to use the word pickle. That didn't work. She said, what are you trying to say? I said penis. I'm trying to say the word penis.
Wait.
Yes.
You told the nurse in the triage?
Yes.
Pickle?
She's a very nice lady, yes.
Tallywhackers being suggested?
No, I didn't get to the tallywhacker.
Well, you told her you were having problems with your pickle?
She was a very innocent lady. I didn't want to fucking throw her awry. So what I did is I tried to ease into the subject by saying, well, I have a problem with my wiener. She said, excuse me? My pickle? She said, excuse me? I said, my penis. There's something wrong with my penis. And that's when she knew what I was talking about. Apparently, she couldn't get the gist of wiener and pickle. So anyway, she says, well, exactly what's going wrong there? I said, well, ma'am, I prefer to discuss that with the doctor. There's something wrong inside my penis. And, I know it's jumping around in their head. They're thinking I stuck something in my penis. I stuck a straw up there or a pen or a pencil.
Some sort of marble.
Something up my penis. So anyway, I go back and I get a foreign doctor, if you will.
Oh, there's a fucking chart.
Yes, and he comes up and he says, what seems to be the problems? I say, look, dude.
Look, dude.
Yo, absolutely.
My pickle.
I said, there's something wrong down. At this point, I'm using nonverbals. I'm pointing down to my private area because I don't want to say it because I know I'm going to start laughing.
You went with down there?
Yeah, I just said there's something happening down there. Can you take a look? He said, yeah, drop your pants, which makes me laugh a little bit when a grown man says drop your pants. It makes me giggle. So I drop my pants, too. And, of course, I can't take them to the knees. I go right to the ankles, folks. I don't fuck around. I take my drawers all the way down to the floor.
You are retarded.
I'm a mess of a man. And so he looks at it, and he goes, this is his reaction. He turns the penis, much like I described earlier.
They're asking in the chat room if at any time you use the word lower torso.
I did not use the word lower torso.
There's something wrong with my lower torso.
Well, there was something. My penis is upon my lower torso, but I did not get into the fact. I did not get into the argument with the doctor about the upper and lower torsos. So anyway.
Did you use the phrase, I have a boo-boo on my pee-pee?
No, I did not.
Time?
I did not.
Did you go child?
What, am I immature? Am I that immature? I know I'm childish, but am I that?
Didn't you just point out that dropping your pants in front of another man made you giggle?
It did make me chuckle a bit.
So
yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
you're childish.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Thanks for filling me in.
I have a boo-boo on my wee-wee.
Oh, my. That sounds very molesting. That sounds like a molester. Absolutely.
A mess.
So anyway, he takes my penis. Now he's got my penis, my little penis, my smaller-than-life penis in the palms of his hands. He's using two hands. Of course, he put gloves on, which I found took offense to, quite frankly. Is my penis that filthy that the doctor needs to put on a latex glove? So he grabs my penis and, of course, tickled my balls. That part I might have thrown. That part I don't recall happening. I'm sorry, folks. I don't mean to throw at misinformation here. He did not tickle my scrotum. Anyway, he grabs my penis. He twists the head up, opens the hole, and you don't want to hear this from the emergency room doctor. Oh, good heavens. And I said, oh, good heavens. What does that mean? He says, I'm not sure what that is. So we called the urologist who was on call. The urologist could not make it over, but said, sent him some directions, which he passed upon to me before leaving. He said they diagnosed it as what is called non-specific, which means they don't know what the fuck it is.
I really think I'm going to have to break out the Gordy Files bumper here in a minute.
Please do. Absolutely. Feel free. It was, that's what I was afraid of, too, while I was going over there. I thought Gordy was going to show up in the emergency room wearing a lab coat and looking to check out my privates. But anyway, they called it, like I said, non-specific urethritis, which, not to be confused with arthritis, urethritis, inflammation of your urethra, which non-specific, I kind of gather that is, we have no problem.
You have the discharge instructions
absolutely.
in front of you.
And we're not talking about the discharge from my penis. We're talking about the discharge papers. Absolutely. But he comes in after he consults the urologist. He says, well, we really want to send you to your urologist to follow up on this on Monday, which, of course, when I went into the emergency room, it was actually, this took place last week. It was actually on a Friday or a Saturday. So I had to wait to make the appointment to actually get it diagnosed properly. So they just kind of half-assed it with nonspecific urethritis. And at the time, he gave me special instructions. And at this point, I mean, you gotta side with me on this one, because I think you would have probably started breaking out laughing too. I started laughing when the doctor came in and said this under special instructions, which is, by the way, written down on my discharge papers. He says this, and then it's also written down here. Yes, the urologist would like to see you on Monday for a follow-up exam to see what's going on here. In the meantime, no manipulation of the penis until further evaluated.
Do they know you?
I have no idea. Which I can only imagine. Am I wrong to have asked and followed up on what manipulation means?
I would have definitely asked.
I said...
by manipulation.
What do you mean when you say manipulation of the penis?
I would say more, what do you mean by no? It depends what the meaning of is.
Good point, actually. I should have had you in the emergency room with me. You could have asked some of these.
Well, I wish you would have called, because this would have been a great video for our extras page.
Oh, absolutely.
At fromtheville.com/extras/video.
Yes. So,
which has been redesigned and just replaced.
Apparently, by manipulation, their meaning of manipulation is no beating off. So I am about to explode.
Can you fuck? Not that that's an option or anything.
Right.
Could you?
Oh, I'm sure I could. I could be passing some sort of unbeknownst STD along to somebody at this point, because until I got even further evaluated by a urologist. But here's the deal. I have refrained from masturbatory acts for over a week now. I did follow up with the urologist this past week. He looked at it and he said, oh my, that could be scar tissue from your penis hole operation 25 years ago. We're going to have to take this off. He said, I can do this in my office, or I can put you under anesthetic and do it in the hospital. He urged me to do it in the hospital for comfort purposes. I decided and agreed with him that that's where I would like it to be done. So they knocked me out, put me to sleep on Thursday. They went in there, and they took some sort of laser or something and lanced off the inner workings of my penis hole, where they thought it was scar tissue and or possibly genital warts. They're not sure which. They have taken a swab. They also went up my urethra with some sort of miniature camera of sorts, or some sort of microscope to see if I had any bumps or anything, abrasions deeper within my urethra and my penis shaft. Nothing was found there, but they did clear out the scar tissue or the abrasion at the tip of my penis hole.
I got an idea.
Yes, absolutely.
Why don't you and Scoliosis Steve get together and just form some sort of club?
Oh, this would be some sort of like those like the people that are in mourning of like what do they call these clubs? I know what you're getting at here, like an AA,
like survivors of penis problems.
Penis problems, absolutely. Well, anyway, it is taken care of. I was very uncomfortable peeing for the rest of Thursday. It was stinging and burning up until yesterday afternoon. I was thinking I might have to possibly miss the show. I was in such discomfort. But I've since...
Wait,
yes.
I got shit coming together now.
Yes.
You told me the other day that you had a possible scheduling conflict, and you may not be able to do the show on Saturday. We may have to push it back to Sunday or Monday.
Yes.
was the scheduling conflict that you, and I'm going to go air quotes here for those of you on the audio. The video can see I'm going.
Do, my friend.
The scheduling conflict that you alluded to.
Fantastic on my part. Absolutely. I am.
Was this your penis?
It was, yes. It had something to do with my penis.
Oh,
the operation, the medical
Christ.
procedure conducted upon and within the inner workings of my penis. But I'm here. I'm a trooper. I'm coming in when I'm suffering.
Maybe we should
in the pants.
Maybe we should have kept Dougie here for this.
Yeah. Well,
Dougie
Dougie would have been a good time on
insight.
this. Yes, he would have had a lot of insight. He would have been telling me to wear a rubber, and I mean, he would have had a lot of good piping ins, I'm sure. But let me just say this. I will get back with you next week if they find anything else. But as far as I know, I'm clear and ready to go. I have a follow-up examination within a month, and I will keep everybody abreast on what's going on with my private parts. I know you're all sitting on the edge of your seat as to Steele's genitals, but I'm thinking, I'm starting to look back, and I have, let's face it, it's well known that most of the pussy I have had the pleasure and occasion to dip my pickle within. I have done so without any sort of prophylactic.
And I gave you a solid 5 or 6 dozen condoms after the AVNs.
Yes, and I thought it was rude that you gave me the tight-fitting ones, trying to allude to the fact that I have a small penis. I think that was rude on your part. I would have liked the large or the extra large.
Can I point out that Silicon Valley dude is also taking stock of his life?
Oh, really?
And he's saying that he's home on a Saturday night in front of his computer listening to a grown man talk about his penis.
Yes, I can see where you are now starting to reconsider what you're doing on a Saturday night. I bear with you, my friend. Believe me, I second your motion, and you should be out. Now, you should not be on the computer right now listening to my gibberish. But I will keep everybody abreast, but I'm starting to think that maybe the girls that I have been with and frequented in throughout my life, from the local trailer parks and trailer parks all across the United States, I'm starting to think that maybe I should have worn some protection with these girls. Whether or not this turns out to actually be genital warts or just scar tissue from my penis operation for my enlarged hole, I'm starting to think, because should I maybe be wearing more protection with these dirty, rotten, filthy whores?
Should you be?
Should I?
You think?
I'm just wondering.
Maybe.
I'm starting to think that maybe my sexual activity over the last 20 years of my life, maybe I should have thought out before I slept with some of these girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe you should have.
Anyway, I'm feeling better. There's no more pee in my urination. I feel good. There's no more burning sensation when I pee. I'm ready to go. I feel very spry. I'm here tonight doing 2 shows live on FromTheVille.com, ThankTV.com, Ustream TV. I feel fantastic in the pants. So anyway, that was my week. Wow. Anything happening in your life?
Not really. Well, I can tell you this. While you were busy not masturbating all week.
Oh, no.
I've been spanking it like fucking.
Oh, my Lord. Please tell me your seed is not floating around the studio. Please tell me you're doing this in the green room.
On the internet, the porn on DVD, and you actually turned me on to something new, Steele.
Oh, this sounds very creepy.
I don't
like me turning you on to anything. I hope it wasn't my finely taught buttocks.
Actually, she's in the chat room right now.
Oh, who's in it?
This Izzy Sinclair you told me about.
Oh, she's fantastic.
This broad, I've never heard of her before.
Yes.
You told me about her. I've been checking her out.
Yeah.
Been spanking it left and right.
Oh, my. I'm sure now she's going to leave the chat room. I'm sure you just creeped her out.
No, I think that's a good thing.
Not from you. Maybe from a good-looking dude, but I don't think any girl wants to sit and think to themselves when they go to bed at night that you're spanking your meat.
Yes, the people in the chat room just figured out that Izzy is a chick.
Oh.
And you can find out more about her, IzzySinclair.com.
Oh, you even know the website?
I don't. That could be or might not be. I don't know. She'll have to tell you.
I apologize to Izzy for my
co-host's
disgusting behavior. Oh, there it is. There's
Everyone's
the website.
got a link
Look on
now.
the website. Yes, absolutely.
It's PH Attic.
Oh, well, you just disturbed the hell out of her for the evening. I'm sure she's just, I don't think you or I are what girls want to know are masturbating to.
I think she should be.
Oh, I think most girls get turned on if it's a guy that's got even an ounce of attractiveness to him. You and I are so butt-fucking ugly.
It could be.
I don't think chicks are
I'm just saying
that
you told me about her and
yes.
and you said she listens to the show. She was checking it out. So I went and checked her out because she's checking me out.
Right,
I'm going to check her out.
right.
So in essence, we're checking each other out.
Right, right. It's the phenomenon of the World Wide Web.
I don't know if we were both masturbating at the same time while we were checking each other out, but I know I was.
I know she's in the chat room and she can speak on her own accord.
She's a hottie, dude.
But I'm going to say this. I'm going to have to speak on her behalf. I'm going to say my guess is she was not masturbating or pleasuring herself to you or I. Believe me. I think I'm pretty safe to assume that. Look at the two of us, for Christ's sakes.
She's a hot little redhead.
Yes, that's true. She is.
The dirty, dirty things I did to her.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Dirty stuff.
Yes, I'm sure, and you just disturbed the hell out of her. Like I said, in fact, you just creeped me out a little bit. I really didn't need to know that.
We'll have to send her a virtual come clean.
Oh my, that's disgusting.
She's gonna need a couple.
Oh, good Lord. I feel for you, Izzy. Believe me, my heart goes out to you.
Yeah, that's what I did all week.
Oh, so all you did is masturbate?
That's my week.
Your week was masturbating? There's got to be more to it than that.
There was masturbating and then
sleeping,
wiping off.
Oh, good Lord.
And then masturbating.
Oh, my heavens. This is just absolutely sickening. Good God. You are.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, and I don't appreciate it. It's fucking, quite frankly, disgusting.
We're losing listeners right now. They're all going to her website.
Well, of course we are. Nobody wants to hear about your masturbatory episode.
Well, nobody. We heard about your damn cock hole
that's
for
different.
How long?
It's my penis hole. It's a medical issue. This is your fucking own personal life, your intimacy with yourself. It's disgusting.
Well, I'm going to try to cut down on masturbating this week, but you
please do.
Drop me off a couple.
For Christ's sakes, please do.
You just gave me the
latest
two L'Amazing production DVDs.
So. Yes, and you'll be watching that. Anyway, what do you got? You got a story in front of you.
I want to talk about this chick.
Oh.
Another chick.
Oh, Christ. I hope it's not you and your
goth chick.
Awful spectacles with your nude body.
Goth.
All right, what do we got? I like goth chicks. I don't mind a good goth
As
chick.
you know, we're now in the fetish community after that party we went to a couple weeks ago.
Yes, officially inducted into the fetish community. That was a hell of a party.
Everyone is back from checking out Izzy's website, and they all agree with me that she's hot.
She is a hot little number. All right, now.
Given that she describes herself as a human pet.
What?
And is happy to walk around on a lead.
Whoa. Like a leash?
Yes.
Is that one of those leashes that, like, expands as they, like, walk further ahead of you?
No.
It's got the expando?
This is a chain.
Oh, my. It's like the old school ones?
Yeah, like just a chain.
Oh, Christ. This is
Tasha Maltby is used to odd looks and even odder remarks. But nothing had prepared her for the reaction of the bus driver, who allegedly told the self-styled goth and her boyfriend, "We don't let freaks and dogs like you on."
Oh, no, that's a little rude.
So she was told she couldn't.
She couldn't
ride the bus.
Wait a minute. She was being discriminated against, much like Rosa Parks was in the 60s.
Yes.
She could not get on the bus because of her goth look. Is that what you're telling me here?
That's true. Miss Maltby and her fiancé, Danny Graves, were so angered that they have complained to the bus company of being victimized.
Oh.
It's definitely discrimination, almost like a hate crime, claims the 19-year-old Maltby.
Well, I mean, now we're stretching it a little bit, aren't we? A little bit,
maybe a little,
just a tad. I'm just saying. I'm not taking sides here, my friends, my gothic friends. I'm just saying.
The music technology student had this defense of her lifestyle.
Well,
I am a pet. I generally act animal-like, and I lead a really easy life, she said.
Oh, she sounds very, very dirty.
I don't cook or clean. I don't go anywhere without Danny. It might seem strange, but it makes both of us happy. It's my culture and my choice, and it isn't hurting anyone.
Oh.
The bus driver, however, has obviously not been listening. He has repeatedly refused to allow Mr. Graves, 25, and his pet onto his bus in Dewsbury, West Yorkshire.
Well, maybe this bus doesn't allow animals. If she is, in fact, considers herself a pet, you know, there are places you can't go to certain hotels, they don't allow pets. You can't stay in certain apartments and they allow pets. Maybe they see her as a pet, much like she sees herself.
Last month, Miss Maltby, on a leash as usual, tried to board the bus at a bus station. The driver, who was off duty and standing near the door, shoved me off the bus, called us freaks, and called Tasha a dog.
Oh, no, that I don't care for.
He basically grabbed my T-shirt and slammed me backwards. I got a bit angry and called him a fascist pig.
Oh, I like the term. I like the use of the word fascist pigs. You don't hear that much since Since Charles Manson and his crew ran amok in Los Angeles in 1969 in Helter Skelter, everybody was fascist pigs back then. I like the cut of this guy's jib, and I like what he's doing with his girlfriend, and I like the fact that she's filthy.
I'm just saying, there's not much else to this. Anyway, they won't let her. But the reason I like the story,
yeah.
Let me show you.
Oh, wow.
Something here.
Oh, we got a picture. We got a visual.
You.
We got a. Oh, she is something. She's got a nice little figure. I like the dark hair.
This chick.
I like the chain. Where's the chain around her neck?
It's right there, connected to her boyfriend's hand.
Oh, yeah. So everywhere they go, he walks her upon this leash of his?
Absolutely, he does.
Really? This is something. Now, have you ever seen the likes of this around here?
No, but I tell you what, I'd like to see the likes of this chick around here because she's hot.
She's not bad.
She's a hot little goth.
Look at this little broad. Oh yeah.
If I get done with Izzy, I might.
Those two are dirty.
Pull one out to her later.
Well, he looks like he might run amok at a high school and start shooting. He might pull.
He does. He might be a member of the Trenchcoat Mafia.
Yeah, he looks much like somebody who's got a lot of issues going on mentally.
Something.
Yeah, but I didn't even see this leash fetish. I didn't even see.
Save that.
I didn't even see people on leashes at that fetish party atop the Venetian a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I wonder.
Was there leashes?
I don't remember seeing a leash. I saw a lot of people, being pulled around and
there was a lot of people being told what to do and yelled at and told to sit still for an hour until somebody came back and talked to them. And they did. They sat still. I mean, the fetish community is something else, but I did not see people on leashes. So maybe this is a whole nother level we're not accustomed to or have paid witness to as of yet. Anyway, anybody who's familiar with our glossary of terms, you've heard the term winklers?
I have.
You want to fill the listeners in that aren't familiar with what a winkler is real quickly?
Winkler is homage to Henry Winkler,
yes.
Who played the Fonz, and it involves taking a thumb up the ass, but not just a thumb up the ass. It's when you have a thumb up the ass and the phrase "a."
Yes.
Hey, you have to say "a" with the thumb up
and it's
the
actually got to be somebody in the middle of two asses. You have to have a thumb in two separate asses.
Well, that's
at the
dual
same
in Winkler.
Yeah, but pretty difficult. I'm not sure there is singular Winklers. I think we discussed that. But anyway, I have a story somewhere about Henry Winkler, who, of course, portrayed the reason that comes about is he portrayed Fonzarelli on the show Happy Days. And that was his catchphrase. He put the thumbs out and went A, and that was his whole deal on Happy Days back in the 70s. And lo and behold, I cannot find the story. It has to do, it's called the Bronze, oh, here we go, the Bronze Fonz. Happy Days, a 1970s sitcom starring one of the greatest actors of all time, or two of them actually, Anson Williams, who portrayed Potsy, and Donnie Most, who portrayed, of course, Ralph Melf. Anyway, I find it a little bit disturbing that they chose to make the Bronze Fonz statue in the city of Milwaukee, which is where Happy Days was supposed to take place, the backdrop for this sitcom.
Right.
Also the backdrop for the spinoff, Laverne and Shirley, starring Lenny and Swiggy. They are not making, which caught me by surprise, instead of making a statue in honor of Donnie Most and or Anson Williams, who I would choose to make a statue of, they're going to make a statue of Henry Winkler and his character, the Fonz, calling it the Bronze Fonz, and this comes out of a news station out of Milwaukee. Downtown Milwaukee will soon see familiar character in a statue, the Fonz in bronze in downtown Milwaukee. It will find a permanent home on Milwaukee's Riverwalk over Labor Day weekend, which, by the way, we're going to have to go here, and we're going to have to participate in this event. I know we're going to the Mustache Bash. We're going back to Los Angeles later in the year, but I'd like to go to Labor Day weekend, spend it watching the Jerry Lewis Telethon and going to this inaugural celebration of the Bronze Fonz statue. We'll find a permanent home, and thanks to the people who have raised a necessary, now get this, $85,000 for the statue of Fonzarelli, Arthur Fonzarelli.
So what you're telling me is this. They made the statue.
Yes.
Now they want to find a place for it.
They still do not have an exact location now.
So someone just said, fuck it, I know I got nowhere to put it.
Right.
But I'm going to go ahead and make a statue of Fonzie.
Yes, and they'd raise the money, $85,000 to all of their supporters.
Seems like a good idea.
That's an excellent fucking way to go about it. Actor Henry Winkler, who played the ultra-cool Arthur Fonzarelli on the Milwaukee set TV show Happy Days, couldn't be more happy. He was heard saying, somebody thinks that the character is whatever enough to make a statue in the city where the character lived and grew up. He's especially thrilled he didn't have to model for it. That was the clincher, that he didn't have to be covered in metal. Oh, that's funny. He thought that in modeling he would have to actually be covered buy metal to actually model for the statue. He's a funny guy, this Henry Winkler.
He
is certainly. Anyway, he didn't have to model for it. Winkler, who talked on News Radio 620 in Milwaukee on their morning news, says he's even been told that the Fonz, or he's even told the Fonz himself. Now, I don't know how he goes about this because in my recollection, he played Fonzarelli. I don't know how he's going to tell Fonzie when, in fact, Fonzie was himself. I don't know what he means by that, but Henry Winkler might be losing a few rocks up top. I don't know what's going on. He lives in a small room in our house, and he is thrilled to death, states Winkler, with tongue firmly planted in cheek. Oh, this was his way of being tongue-in-cheek. That's something. He can't wait to come and see himself bronze. Seriously, though, Winkler is back in town for a talk on dyslexia, a condition Winkler, I didn't know had dyslexia.
I didn't either.
A condition he still battles, while also conducting a press conference to celebrate the statue going up.
Now, just because I figure I got this year locked up with my 66-point lead, let me research this. Can dyslexia kill you?
I don't know. Is that a terminal?
Winkler might be going to the top of my death pool list.
I would think you might die more of dueling Winklers than you can dyslexia. Is dyslexia just reading things backwards? I don't understand what it is. What is dyslexia per se?
It's fucking shit up left and right.
It's not being able to read. It's almost like being illiterate to some extent, is it not?
Yeah, because like shit gets confused to you.
Right. Like 69 is 96.
No, not always, though.
13 is 31.
Sometimes that's something that people think, but actually it's not always that bad.
Oh, really?
It can be all fucked up, though. I mean, you just...
Things are all discombobulated.
Yeah, shit just falls apart.
You don't get the gist of shit.
It fucks shit up.
I see what you mean.
A lot of people have it.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people.
He says Milwaukee always
has
been a special place to him and the Happy Days cast. Somebody said, he also said that Wisconsin doesn't have more, somebody who was a proponent or an opponent of it said, Wisconsin doesn't have any more to offer than the Packers, serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer,
that's a good point,
and the show Happy Days. I like the cut of this guy's jib who is opposing this erection of the statue of Fonzarelli in the city of Milwaukee, also home of Harley Davidson and Milwaukee Tools, if you will, and our beer company, Miller Lite. But let me just say this. I like the fact that he harkens back to the glory days of Milwaukee back in the early 90s when Jeffrey Dahmer ran astray. Anyway, can we just try to move forward a little bit, he said. Oh, well, see, somebody doesn't like the cut of this guy's jib much like I do. This guy is now all worked up about this statement. It's a publicity stunt that has the dramatic effects about our perception. Winkler said everyone has the right to his or her own opinion. He personally loves the Fonz. So anyway, it's going to take place, the celebration on when they plan on erecting the statue. Of course, they don't have a location to do it. Somewhere in the city limits of Milwaukee, taking place somewhere between August 28th and the 31st. Martin and I are planning on possibly attending this debacle, and it will be a debacle, folks. Henry Winkler will probably be in attendance. We're hoping possibly his castmates from Happy Days, Tom Bosley, Marion Ross, Scott Baio, Donnie Most, Anson Williams will all be in attendance, and hopefully we'll get to meet those folks and tell them how much, in fact, we looked up to them while growing up watching sitcoms on ABC.
A Missouri man wielding a chainsaw and a knife attacked residents at a homeless shelter where he was staying, leaving 2 people in critical condition and injuring 2 others.
Oh, that doesn't sound very good.
Matthew Watkins, 28, was charged with 4 counts each of first-degree assault and armed criminal action for the attack Saturday at the Mid-America Care Center. The sheriff said 2 victims were cut by a chainsaw and 2 others by a knife. Not that I give a fuck about this story, but...
Right, I didn't even hear a word you said, quite frankly.
A man wielding a chainsaw and a knife attacked residents at a homeless shelter.
Oh, that's
Here's my question
behavior.
for you.
Yeah.
If you're going to attack people with the chainsaw, what's the point of the knife?
Yeah, excellent point, my friend.
You've got a fucking chainsaw.
Yes.
Why carry a knife around?
I would say at that point
the chainsaw's going to get the fucking job done.
I would hope so, unless you don't know how to use one. Yeah, absolutely. I think the chainsaw is all you need. Or maybe they need to go to this Canadian. Maybe they just need to get a hockey stick. Fuck the chainsaw, fuck the knife from last show. Maybe they just need to get a hockey stick and run amok. That seems to be the way to do it. Anyway, with the fucking Canucks it is. Here's something I had no idea about.
Oh, actually, Carb just solved it in case the chainsaw runs out of gas.
Oh, well, that's an excellent point, yes, because that does happen if you're running it too much. Don't have enough gas in the tank. Certainly. Good point. This coming from the Seattle Times. Teeth has no bite or redeeming quality. Now, this I was totally unaware of.
This is going to be disturbing.
It disturbs me, and I haven't read the whole story. I just kind of got the basic gist of it. Why they aren't releasing teeth on Valentine's Day is a mystery, as it may be the date movie of the year if you're a parent. Well, a psychotic parent, that is. Okay, if you're the late radical feminist Andrea Dworkin, it is. I don't know who she is, but they hearken to her in this story. The horror comedy about a teenage girl with, oh my lord, vagina dentata, translation, teeth in her hoo-hoo, is painfully unwatchable for anyone else. Now, I thought the bloody mess inside the tip of my penis hole was quite creepy. This broad has teeth within the confines of her vaginal area.
All right, so many questions come to mind.
Okay, shoot, my friend. I'm all ears. Yes.
So many floating around. Does she have to brush these teeth? Floss?
I hope so.
And if so,
I think she needs to, yes.
Is there an electric toothbrush that could be /vibrator?
Oh, excellent. Like a Snoopy toothbrush?
Yeah.
Brrr, absolutely. That's a good point. I also hope that she maybe possibly uses mouthwash, which I think in this terms would be a douche. I think when you put mouthwash in your pussy, you know, the vagina down there? Inside,
I've heard of it.
Yeah,
yes.
Between the labia, right up the clitoris. When you put mouthwash in there, I think at that point, it effectively becomes known as a douche. I hope she douches out or mouthwashes out the inner workings of her vaginal cavity. Vagina dentata. Now, would she have to, when she's looking into these teeth, because I assume they could get cavities just like teeth in your oral cavity, does she have to see a gynecologist or a dentist in this regard?
Can you imagine having to get a root canal in your vagina?
You go to the dentist or a periodontist, and instead of having your head up at the headrest area on the seat, she has to sit the other way with her head down at the feet and her vagina and her crotch area up at the headrest so the periodontist can look deep within her vagina?
Mick Vagina, who's an expert on these subjects.
Who, of course, his name
says that this is why they call some vaginas beavers.
Because they have buck. Now, what do these beavers have buck teeth? I mean, these pussies have buck teeth? Can they saw through wood?
What if their teeth were all crooked? They had to get braces inside their pus.
Now you're saying these broads have to go see a
now they're going
orthodontist.
Periodontist.
Now, do they have gums? Do they have to treat their gums?
What, they might get gingivitis in their vaginitis?
I don't know.
Could you imagine a bad case of vaginitis combined with gingivitis and halitosis?
You make a good point.
Here's a point.
That's a trifecta.
I would have to think that all sufferers of vaginal dentata would also have halitosis down there.
Well, I would imagine so. It probably smells like rotten sardines. All dried up down there. Now, can the vagina talk? Does it have a tongue? Is there a tongue?
Well, I know there's teeth. I don't know about tongues.
My Lord, this is a whole thing. Now, this is, as far as I understand it, this is an actual condition that can occur in, I think, I don't have the exact statistics in front of me, but from what I remember from the New England Journal of Medicine that I read, I don't know, 3-4 years ago, sometime while I was...
you spent a lot of time reading the New England
Journal
of Medicine.
I did. Absolutely, my friend. But if I recall, when I brazed over this, because I wasn't really paying much attention, I just kind of breezed through the article. But if I recall, this happens about 1 in every 523 births in the Western world. Now, I don't know what happens in undeveloped countries, such as the quote-unquote third world countries of the world. Upon the globe, we're talking the Africas and parts of Eurasia, the former Eurasia. The third world countries, on these half-assed continents, many thousands of miles from here. I don't know what's going on there in terms of their births. I know a lot of their kids don't even make it past the first couple of days. But I'm saying this, I don't know what their birth rate is when it comes to vagina dentata. This almost sounds like a play. It almost sounds like a song.
Well, they used to have these monologues about that.
Oh, the vagina monologues or something. Wasn't it about something to do with chicks' pussy?
I'm seriously a fucking teeth down there?
Teeth down there. Yes.
Down there.
Down in the puss.
Oh, my.
The cunt. The vag.
It's not good for anybody.
The beaver. The snatch. The snapper.
It's not good.
The skunk shack.
It's not fucking
Call it what
good.
you will, but there's teeth down in a part where there shouldn't be teeth.
Not good at all.
No, I don't think... No, I don't mind a little... I'm going to get a little maybe too much information for the folks out here if I haven't already done that at the beginning of the show. I like when I get a Hummer from abroad, and let's face it, the girls I'm usually with are filthy rotten. Their mouths are usually no cleaner than their pussies, believe me. But when I get oral pleasure from a female, I don't mind it when they use just a slight amount of teeth upon my shaft and the tip of my head. You know, the sensitive part that leads to the ejaculation. Mm-hmm. That sensitive part between the bottom of the helmet and the middle, the beefy portion of the shaft.
Right.
I don't mind the little teeth being scraped along. I don't like it chomping down, and I don't like bite marks, and I don't like blood. But I don't mind a little scraping of the teeth. Now, I imagine that these women that have suffer and are victims of vagina dentata, I don't know if they have control over the movement and the opening of the two layers of teeth. I imagine there's a top and a bottom set of teeth, just like within our mouths. Is there not?
I don't care because I'm not going anywhere near there.
Well, now imagine trying to...
And Izzy, if I find out you have teeth down there, it's over between us, okay? I'm done.
Because you two are now seeing each other. Is what you're implying here?
Seeing her on the computer
You're
screen.
seeing her, absolutely. It's not a two-way street. No, it's not reciprocal, my friend. But let me just say this. What would your reaction be? Because I know you like to give oral pleasure to the ladies. And this is a disgusting thought because I've seen some of the ladies you've been down upon, if you will. Now, what would your reaction be if you were to go down on one of those pigs you used to... I don't know if you call it dating or what it was. When you used to eat their beaver, and you were to come across teeth down there, what would you? How would you go about it? Would you still carry out the licking of the snatch, or would you refrain at that particular juncture?
Well, I want to say no, that I wouldn't.
But I mean, you're in the moment. I mean, there's a fire lit in your ass. You're tender. You're romantic at this point.
That's the thing.
Yes.
I want to say no, I wouldn't. But
Very
then again,
sensual
obviously,
moment.
I'm drunk enough to be with this big fat
right.
pig anyway.
And they were enormous.
So
Absolutely.
what's going to stop me?
Right.
Probably.
But
nothing.
I don't know at that point, are you making out with her? Because, like I said, if there's a tongue along with the teeth, you might be able to French kiss her vagina.
Oh, my.
I don't know what's going on here. I wonder if, like I said, I don't know if they can talk. I don't know if it's like a parakeet down there and this thing can talk. Because if there's talking vaginas out there, my friends, we got to get her in the studio. Any chick out there that has vagina dentata, you got an open seat in our guest chairs here at Steelmar Studios, Bay City, Michigan.
We're going to have to get one of them little mirrors that the dentist uses.
Oh, yes.
Tiny things.
Yes, I'd like to get one of those little scraper things they use, too. The things that they fucking dig into the middle of your molars with. No, I wonder if they have a full set of teeth, a full set of chops.
Frankly,
now, I wonder if when these broads get older that suffer from vagina dentata and they start to lose their teeth, do they have to replace them with dentures? Do they have to get some sort of false teeth apparatus put within their vagina?
I don't know. I don't.
All right, well, let's carry on with the story. I don't think we made it past the first sentence. I think you got you honed in
Go
on
ahead.
that. Yes, the
Go
teeth
ahead,
of the
sir.
Anyway, this is about a movie. Growing up in the shadow of a nuclear plant. Oh, great storyline. Lovely young, and they say she's lovely. No, they haven't looked within her inner workings. Lovely young Dawn has known from an early age that she has something extra down south. Yes, that's the way they phrased this. I like the way they did that. Nice terminology, my friends. Now in high school, she is taunted for her love. For her love is worth waiting for abstinence speeches. Stickers cover female anatomy in her high school textbooks. And when she goes on a double date, the group avoids a PG-13 movie because it might show heavy making out, which we refer to here on the show as heavy petting.
Right.
But hormones or necking, of course, we prefer the 50s terminology of necking. But hormones are stronger than brainwashing. It isn't long before Dawn has to deal with the reality of her burgeoning sexuality with the horror of that mythical killer smile between her legs. This is a vertical smile, folks. This is the definition of a vertical smile. In fact, when I spread my butt lips, open hold it for the cameras on the last show before we started show number 2 live here on Saturday Night Tank TV, do I have teeth in my anus?
No.
Were there teeth anywhere about my rectal cavity?
No.
Because if so, that is a rectal smile, a vertical smile. Here we go. Anyway, the killer smile, like they said, between her legs. I wonder if she has a nice smile down there.
I gotta say,
let me say this. I am very sweet upon girls who have a nice smile. I love a nice smile upon a lady. That'll get me every time. Eyes, smile, ass, and teeth in the puss every time. And with overly aggressive males who include her stoner perv stepbrother in this movie.
This is all in this movie.
Yes, this is a movie coming out here.
There's chicks with teeth and stoner pervs.
This is one of those romantic flicks. The movie's sensibilities and statements might have been provocative about 30 years ago. All the castrated men are rapists or otherwise exploitive scum who deserve it. And the young woman begins to find empowerment in her gift. So apparently the teeth of this ailment, vagina dentata, is now becoming a gift in the eyes and perception of this young lady, Dawn, who is suffering from this so-called affliction.
So what you're saying is she starts to use it on all these people.
Yes, and apparently...
She's like, well, fuck it. I got teeth in my cunt. I'm going to take it out on people.
Yes, and she is chomping about the members of the male variety within the movie, and of course, thus, chomping off, almost pulling what you will, a John Wayne Bobbitt, if you will, and removing the genitalia and castrating these fine young gentlemen.
And this opens in theaters when?
Hopefully soon. Well, I think we get a date here at the end. Anyway, she finds empowerment. Writer-director, incidentally, is a dude. Mitchell Lichtenstein, son of pop artist Roy.
No.
I don't know who Roy is.
He got his head ripped off by that tiger in Vegas.
Oh, that Roy.
Yeah.
He's not a pop artist, is he?
I don't know.
I thought they were referring to country pop idol Royal Clark from Hee-Haw fame.
You tell me.
His castration scenes aren't nearly as excruciating as his awkward timing and worse than obvious pacing. Few subjects are as ripe for satire as abstinence education, but Teeth, the name of this movie, doesn't go the distance on that front, is laughless as a comedy and mistakes gore with horror. So there you go. If you're looking for something to take your lady friend out on a first date, Teeth is coming to the theaters very, very soon.
Question for you.
Yes. A cinema masterpiece, folks. Teeth.
Is this based on a true story? What...
I think so. From what I understand, I mean, my understanding is, from what I comprehend, like I said, New England Journal of Medicine, is that vagina dentata does occur. It's a rarity. It's, like I said, 1 in some 500 some odd births, but it is an actual affliction that afflicts some of the young women in the American culture as we know it. So be on the lookout, folks. If you reach a hand down the pants and hit some hard calcium within the vagina, that's not a tampon. That could be some teeth.
Well, if you're a chick,
yeah,
and you have teeth in your vagina,
yes,
I'm going to give you 2 phone numbers to call.
Yes, please do.
One, I'd like you to call the show and talk to us, 989-785-0329.
Uh-huh.
The other person I'd like you to call, if you would.
Yes.
You can call John Belenke.
Oh, fantastic.
301-938-4505.
There you go. Or you could always check out our friends at Smile Train, smiletrain.org. if these chicks that have teeth in their vaginas, if you're suffering from cleft palate down there, cleft labia or something cleft around your clitoris, cleft torus, if you will, if there's something going amiss with the outline of your teeth and your vaginal lips due to the teeth within your vagina, please contact our friends at the nonprofit organization, smiletrain.org. Get that fixed.
Be a part of the show. Call the hotline at 989-785-0329. That's 989-785-0329.
What do you want to do? What do you want to do, Steele, for a few minutes here? We got some shit to do. You want to make some phone calls?
I don't
You want
care.
to take some phone calls? I just played the number. Maybe people call in.
Yeah, somebody call into the line, and we're getting ready to wrap this thing up.
Or we can do this.
Why don't we do that next week?
Okay, we'll do it next week. You want to call John Belinkie next week?
Yeah,
Let's give him 1 week to call into our show.
Yes, absolutely.
Make contact with us.
And he can also leave a voicemail at 206-600-4FTV on our voicemail line. We'll give him 1 week. If not, Martin and Steele, take the phone calls to him. Absolutely.
You know what? I just realized we had a call to the voicemail line this week.
Oh, really?
I don't know what it's about. I haven't listened to it. You want to check it out?
Yeah, if we got access to it, absolutely.
I got it right here. Let's see what happens.
All right. Also, you can be found... Oh.
Hey, Martin and Steele. This is Will Raddick. I hope you guys had a great time in Vegas. It looks like you did. I enjoyed watching your live shows while you were there, complete with the partial Futures Palace in the background and the very, very snappy instant sort of podcast office setup you guys had going down there. That's pretty impressive. The bits were very nice. I enjoyed it. So that's pretty much all. Oh, God damn it! You found me!
What the fuck is going on over there? Is somebody killing our friend Will Raddick? It sounds like somebody came to murder him.
Is he playing laser tag?
Get away from me!
Oh, I know. Somebody got a hit out on him?
Listen to some
reggae music?
Techno, I think.
Oh, my. I don't know what's going on over there. Somebody, please, that knows Will Raddick, check up on him. He may be lying dead in his apartment to this day.
What is going on there?
I don't know, but I hope he's still alive. I think his corpse may be rotting within his apartment.
That's
out in the Bay Area in California.
That's why we listen to let's
get into before we go, we're wrapping up, getting near the end of the show here. I pulled a couple forum posts off of our forums. We're now included on the forums at Tank TV, both in the TV and radio side, being that we do both TV and radio for Tank at tanktv.com. You can check out the radio shows Tuesdays, Thursdays in the afternoons on Tank Radio, and of course we air live here, Tank TV every Saturday, Pass the Word. But I pulled some of the forum posts off. Jeffrey started a thread over there about our show, and of course Joe Brandy then followed up on that. But then I'll read something from Carb the Bastard. Wrote this, which, a little hurtful, quite frankly, what he wrote. Martin and Steele are funnier than watching two monkeys fighting over whose butt is uglier. And it doesn't matter what monkey wins or loses. They are both less geographically challenged than either Martin or Steele. In other words, he's comparing us to monkeys. Very hurtful for the monkeys. I feel sad for the monkeys in this particular instance. There's no reason to be putting down our primate friends and comparing them to the two of us. Very rude, my friend Carb the Bastard. Lolita wrote this, and I like the cut of her jib, and I think you will too. FTV is going big time real quick. You wait and see. Absolutely, you're right there. Martin and Steele are awesome together, and I really like their show. And then she had to throw this in. Now, granted, folks, this isn't necessary, but before she signs off in her forum post, she writes this. Plus, get this, plus, they're hot.
Oh.
Referring to the two of us.
Oh, yes, we are.
We are something. We are very aesthetically pleasing. Well, maybe not. I just looked at you and just realized how ugly we really are. Kilo69 wrote, it's like watching two of your drunk. Now, why are we drunk cousins all of a sudden? Jeez, I haven't had a drop to drink all night. Martin's only had a couple blats. We're far from being drunk, and for Christ's sakes, we're certainly not cousins, thank God. Anyway, it's like watching two of your drunk cousins arguing at the last family reunion and then realizing you walked into somebody else's family reunion. And then he just simply ends it by, show me your tits. So, Martin, why don't you show him your tits? We're live on air. He wants to see your tits.
I'm not showing my tits.
Oh, my.
Bad enough we saw your fucking butt lips.
Yeah, well, somebody has to.
Again.
Anyway, then we have Scoliosis Steve, our local friend here, who's all fucked up. Scoliosis. He's got one testicle missing, a whole... Who knows what's going on with him? A whole 9 yards with him. I'm all fucked up, he says, from my surgeries, and I have nothing better to do than listen to the internet shows, podcasts, and etc. And believe me when I say I've listened to most every show out there, From the Ville with Martin and Steele is by far the best show I've found. Whether they're interviewing one of their incredible guests, well, I don't know how incredible our guests are. We just had a fucking retard.
Dougie, Rackley.
Yes, Rackley, yeah. We have a whole host. Other than Gangrel, Randy West, Doug Stanhope, Joe Brandy occasionally, and some of the fucking, and the Mustache Institute. I don't know how fantastic. With Chico, Mooner, yeah, those are some real great guests. Anyway, It is by far the weather interview, riffing on a current topic or just hammering on each other and every other social class and outcast out there. They are hilarious and fully entertaining every time. I would recommend that everyone join the Tank Army and the FTV Nation Science Scoliosis. Steve, and then Corey, who is known as Seymour Heine, both over at the old K-Sucks network and here on Tank TV, said, first time I heard FTV was when they were in Vegas, and I am hooked. In fact, I might have to miss it this weekend, and that sucks. Got to do the family bullshit once in a while, but I'll be catching up as much as possible. They are hilarious. Just keep Dim Sum away from my ass. He scares me. Dim Sum, of course, our friend from Las Vegas, an Asian gentleman, a fine-looking Chinaman. So anyway, that's some of the things off the forum post. You can catch Martin and I both have separate accounts over there at Take TV.
We do, in fact.
You are FTV Martin. I am from the Ville _Steele.
Not hard to find us. We're all over the place.
No, we're constantly writing blog. You know, I'm a blogger. I like to blog. I'm over there blogging all the time. In fact, I'm ranked number 6 or something in blogging over there.
You know what I want to do, Steele? I want to give a quick shout-out, a thank you to Kilo.
Oh.
Did you see the nice picture he made for us? It's a tank.
Oh, yes.
Little emblem. It's a tank with a fucking From the Ville sign on it, a chick up on the turret. Very cool. I'm going to use it for something.
Right.
I don't know what.
Yeah, the tank had a bumper.
Oh, it's actually the banner. Whenever we are offline on Ustream, you can find that on there.
That's fantastic. I like the fact that the tank is driving around with a From the Ville bumper sticker on it. That looks amazing. I also like the chick with the crew cut and the big tits. She looks money. I don't care if she's a cartoon, my friend. I've fucked cartoons before, and I'll fuck them again.
Thought she looked a little dykey.
Oh, she was hot dyke, though. I'd fuck her. I've beat off to cartoons, and I'll beat off to her just like I will any other
get
cartoon.
on that tank site because people are starting to pile up points. So the earlier you get on, the closer you can stay to the top. More points means cash in your pocket eventually.
Yes.
Of course, I hope that before Joe starts paying fans for blogging, he starts paying people for putting shows
on air talent would be fantastic. Absolutely.
For Christ's sake.
Rain and Cuz are now back. They put up a Ustream feed on Tank TV, as you can see on the Tank TV link over there. Of course, we welcome our friend Dick Tracy from Dick Tracy's Casting Couch and Club Jenna over to Tank TV and Tank Radio. Yes.
Oh, you know what I forgot to tell people?
What's that?
I want everyone to do us a favor this week. Go to our iTunes and leave comments on our iTunes. It's very important.
Oh, is it really important? No. Leave comments anywhere. We're hard to www.fromtheville.com or MySpace at myspace.com/FromTheVilleShow. Apparently we got a YouTube site too. I had no idea.
YouTube.com/FromTheVilleShow,
I believe it is, which we didn't know we had. I think we
the Vegas video's on there, and there might be some other.
I don't know. There's so many fucking sites. Soon. I'm quite frankly getting sick of checking them all. I wish we had somebody to check them for us. But yes, pipe in. We try to respond. We can't respond to everything. We get inundated once in a while.
You know, February 1st is coming up, so everyone's going to have to vote for us on Podcast Alley.
Yes, yes. So anyway.
You heard about that, right? The podcast.
Yeah, they know all about it. We'll push that next week.
Okay.
All right. Anything else you want to chime in about? Oh, the outro music. Isn't this something? Time for us to go.
It's time. We haven't had jack shit in the last 10 minutes.
Oh, have we really had anything all show?
We had Dougie. Earlier.
That was last show.
Yeah, this show, we had your penis and a lot of problems in the pubic region this show.
Well, a lot of things going down. We had teeth and genitalia. We had my bloody penis hole. I mean, we're sorry that we had something going awry down there. But what can I do about it? I'll keep you abreast when I go for the follow-up examination with my urologist. And yes, folks, I have a urologist. On call, by the way.
The Tank Community website was created for fans of Tank TV and radio. It is the only free community on the internet that you get paid for being active and playing the game. Each month you can win cash and prizes just for watching Tank TV and listening to Tank Radio. And being a good little soldier by building up the Tank Army. There's a lot going on, so sign up for free and check it out. If you don't like it, that's the worst that can happen. I'll just shoot you and delete your profile like you've never, ever existed. Tank TV, the adult news channel. www.tanctv.com. We'll blow you away.